For I know, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to not harm you. Plans to bring and give you hope and a future. Let me pray. God, thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for just another segment. I thank you for Mr. Seconder, his story, his journey. I thank you for this platform and for individuals that are listening and seeking and hoping for wisdom and just guidance and things like that, Lord. I just pray that you continue to guide us, guide our hearts, guard our minds. It's in your son Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, welcome. Welcome to another segment of the Glory Stories, spiritual networking platform, allowing individuals the opportunity to promote their brands, endeavors, as well as share their lives' perspectives and the part that God's played in that. Of course, again, I am Corinne Wiggins. As always, we kept the main thing by opening us up in prayer. But for the main reason you all are here, we have a great segment put together for you. A gentleman who was a former teammate of mine, but also who I got closer with during one of the lowest points, while I was in playing ball. I would say, well, actually the lowest for myself. When I tore my ACL, we were in the training room together, grinding. He was always giving me some tips, it just really, we were keeping our spirits and each other laughing and positive throughout the situation. Along with guys like Sharon Peake, Travis Blanks, DJ Greenlee, just great group of guys, man. But this guy, man, has always been the same guy, solid brother all around. And I'm not going to be too long-winded, but I'm excited about it. Get him in here, allow him an opportunity to speak on everything. My brother, Sec, Mr. Stanton, second. Yes, sir. How we doing, brother?
What's going on, man? Doing well. How are you?
I can't complain, man. I appreciate you joining, man. How's your day going? I see you in the, like I said, you in the scrub deal, man. It seems like you fresh off or you on a break. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man. I got lucky today with a short day. So I just got out of surgery. Had a surgery at 8:30 this morning, and luckily it was a pretty short one. So I'm hoping to try to kick the weekend off a little early.
Yeah, I understand, man. For those who don't know you, Seth, give them some background on who you are and how you gotten to where you are currently and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. I went to Clemson. As you said earlier, we played together, went through some hard times together, and I had a number of surgeries at Clemson. Got done there, came back to Charleston, wanted to get into the medical field. Didn't want to go through med school or anything, put my life on hold till I'm in my mid-30s. So I got into medical device sales, and I've been doing that for 5 years. Will be in October.
Nice, man. How you liking it so far? What are some challenges and things that you enjoy about it? Let me say some things you enjoy or some challenges about it. What would you say?
Right. No, so the reason I got into it was to kind of try to help some people that were maybe experiencing the same low point that you and I did at Clemson. You got one body, so whenever something goes wrong with that, it's that's not a cool experience. And so I wanted to get into something, like I said, that could help people out that were in that same situation. So I love that I kind of get the gratification of being able to go in there and help, give people the opportunity for God to heal their body and to put things back where they need to be. Some challenges to the job. There's no consistent schedule. So sometimes I'll walk out of the hospital at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Sometimes I'm done at 10:30 on a Friday morning. So it's kind of one of those things. You get a call and you just kind of got to go. So it makes small things a little tough, like haircuts and oil changes and things like that. But it's a gratifying job, man. I enjoy it.
Nice, man. It's not going to take too much of your time, man. But while you're here, I want to talk a little about belief and not belief with everything, when everything is perfect, kind of like we've been talking about, kind of your low points, I guess seems like when your back is against the wall and how you battle and handle that, handle your way out of that. And it's coming from Mark 9:23. Anything is possible if you believe. And I know it may sound like kind of cliche, and to a certain degree it is, but I believe that anything that seems cliche like no matter where you are in life, like if it keeps coming back up and that phrase keeps resonating or it resonates with you, people continue to say it. I feel like that exemplifies the magnitude and importance of it, you know. So with this word, we hear it all the time, like having belief and believing in certain things. There's always anything is possible when you believe in God. So let's talk about where your belief and faith comes from. You know, when did you begin to believe in something bigger than yourself or the world?
Yeah, so I grew up fortunately with two loving parents. Both are committed Christians. So I grew up in the church. You know, learning a lot about not just God, but you know how to have a genuine relationship with the Lord. And then really my faith kind of took off when I was in middle school. I was in a youth group, had a small Bible study of about 4 or 5 guys, and we had a kind of our youth group minister that really just supported us and dove into the Word and kind of helped shape a little bit of what Christianity really is and really meant to be, instead of just that there is a God and kind of the basic things you learn in Sunday school, but dove really more into the fact of hey, this God is a living God. He's a God that you have an active relationship with. And that really kind of changed my entire view and outlook on Christianity. And so in middle school, I would say is really when I dedicated my life to Christ, as far as really understanding what that means, and what that means, not just as far as what I believe, but the way that I live and the way that I view things. And so that was really kind of the very start and beginning to me as a Christian and my faith. So I prayed to receive Christ, and ever since then I've been a strong believer, and God has just poured me with blessings, and all blessings that I don't deserve at all. And so I moved into high school and was a little bit of an outcast sometimes, maybe because of some of that. But my focus was on playing football in college, and so I said that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I focused on. And luckily, God blessed me with the opportunity to play Clemson, which my mom played volleyball there, so that was one of the places that I wanted to have an opportunity to play. And God blessed me with an opportunity for that. And I don't know how long you want me to kind of go into it, but obviously went into college, and college is a tough place to hold strong to your faith. Especially and I know I'm talking to you, all this, but there's just being a football player at a big Division I school that is a football school is there are a lot of temptations that come with that. They're not easy to say no to, and that was that's a struggle the entire 5 years I was at Clemson. But luckily I had a good, solid group of Christian friends that I could lean on. I had my family that I could lean on. I got 2 older brothers, both are committed Christians, and
nice.
and I kind of had that foundation moving into college that if I had not had, I don't know where I'd be. And that was moving into kind of the low points that you and I dealt with. If I had not had that kind of firm foundation of family, but also belief in God and seeing just a bigger picture than football or than school or than everything else around me, that those are just kind of baseless things really in the end. And so if I had not had that foundation, I don't know where I'd be today, honestly.
That's true, definitely, man. Because like you said, in college, man, there's a lot of temptations. Playing at a big school for sure. And I would say off the field as well as on the field, right? You kind of alluded to off the field, going out, things like that, maybe partying or females, a lot of fans and things like that. Presenting things of that sort. But I would say on the field as well, man, because and they would challenge you more from a faith standpoint, and essentially not getting into the I would say humility, humbleness as well. Definitely testing that and your patience, right? Because certain things they come and you feel like you should be playing at this moment, and things that you can't see, behind the scenes, politics that people like to call it. But those things they test you as well. So it definitely is important to have a faith in the system. Definitely family, just a strong foundation um, to get you through. And I would say, like, when it comes to belief and faith, when it came from me, like, man, it's like when I was it seems like always that middle school time as well, like that around that age. It's like, man, I just started thinking, like, you hear your grandparents talking about faith, and my family is my grandparents. They had us in the church and things like that. I actually was singing in the choir at one point, singing in the choir. And I actually did that in high school too, man. But
So
it was
that's where
just
that voice came from. I didn't know that. All right.
yeah. So man, it's something, man, and it's just like you start thinking, like, you see your friends and just growing up in my city and stuff. Things that are happening, it's like, okay, something's protecting me and keeping me from these things happening, right? Because sometimes my parents aren't even there, like my family's not there, it's just us, like, and these things are happening to certain people and they're not happening to me. Okay, so it's like, okay, you start thinking to yourself like, oh, what's protecting me, right? And it's like, granted, yeah, your family, the foundation and the teachers that they have, those things kind of resonate with you while you're going along your journey. But then you just start thinking like, okay, what's protecting me? And then you think to yourself, like, something's waking us up each morning. Or like, what's waking me up? Like, everyone's asleep, but we wake up each morning, right? I started thinking, like, who created the galaxy, right? Like, who aligned these planets, right? It's like science didn't align these planets. Because some people, they try and put that in there, like science put these planets on Earth, or science did this. And I'm like, something greater than that had to put that, because who put the planets there, right? And it's just experience you go through, and and no one like can have the answer for it. Like I said, kind of like my friends, things were happening to them, and like it's like, okay, something protecting me, right? And then you just drop down at one point when I was younger. Like I said, I didn't have the answer for it. My family didn't have the answer for it. No one had the answer for it. And this is where my faith really just like grew, because it's like a drop down and like, man, what is going on? How can we get through this? And just ask really for help and strength. Like, man, somebody help me, help us. Like, and it's like at this point, I didn't even have a relationship with God. And that, lo and behold, like when I just dropped down, it just was like that. Things just start happening. It's like, man, where did this come from? Things like start getting better, and it's like he answered, And so when you think about it, it's just something it's just like making it all happen. Like for anyone that is questioning that might be watching this, questioning beliefs or questioning things that are happening, questioning a higher power. It definitely is out there. He's out there. So I believe in the right time, he always shows up, even when you don't expect it. Because I live by the saying, man. I've always felt that it's better to believe, and live a life that is pleasing, and like there is a God, and die and find out there is not one, than to live the life that, is not pleasing, and like there isn't a God, and to die. And when judgment day comes, find out there is one. So it's like you kind of had a decision to choose to choose which one you would like. And I just feel like we all chose the better. It definitely we'll all be in a better space. So y'all stay woke. But Sec, back to you, man. What would you say has been, you kind of alluded to it, your lowest or toughest obstacle along your journey thus far? And what did you do to overcome it? And what role did believing play in that?
Yeah, man. So, I'll say believing pretty much played everything in it. But I redshirted when I got to Clemson. My redshirt freshman year, didn't play a ton. Got just kind of some junk minutes, which was good. Got kind of the feel for the game and my belt. Redshirt sophomore year had some highs at the beginning of the season, lows in the middle of the season, and back to highs at the end of the season. And kind of I learned a lot through that, but I just I think I got pretty confident pretty early, and then I got chopped at the knees, got humbled really quick, and was able to kind of stabilize myself and kind of work my way back into having a pretty good season at the end of my redshirt sophomore year. Went into my redshirt junior year, had gained a good bit of weight because I had to move from receiver down to tight end, as you know. So I had to put on a little bit of weight. Went into camp feeling pretty good, feeling confident about having, at least 2 more years left to kind of raise my stock to try to obviously make it to the next level. That's what everyone wants to do, right?
Right.
And it was, I think, the first or second practice of camp my junior year, redshirt junior year. I tore my Achilles. Luckily, not fully. I didn't need surgery, but I was out for about 2.5, 3 weeks. Didn't get pretty much participate in camp. That season was just kind of a struggle trying to bump my way back into the lineup and getting some playing time. Was able to do that midway through the season. I actually missed the first game of that season, and kind of clawed my way back up into the lineup. Then to the end of the year, we're playing South Carolina. I take a hit on the knee, and I blow my knee out. I tear pretty much everything but my ACL. End up having kind of a bone defect because of the hit. 4 surgeries later, I'm just struggling. So I had a surgery right after that, missed the bowl game, had a surgery right after that, moved into the off season, had a second and third surgery in the off season. And at that point, man, I'm like, I've been however many years I put into football, and having the goal of going to play at Clemson and then going to play in the NFL, and kind of slowly realizing it was like a slow death, right? Like I got one year left to play, but I know like my chances are just disappearing in front of me to continue to play as I'm kind of finding out more about the injury I had and how it happened. And that was a hard time. Just I was rehabbing, which, as you know, is no fun. I mean,
right.
rehab's terrible. But at the same time, I'm mentally grappling with the fact of, okay, this dream that I've had for a long time is slipping away from me, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's not like
Right.
I just can go and work and make it better, or I can go and and do something just to make it better. And that was really hard for me to grapple with. I came into treatment some days and I was pissed. I was mad at my situation. I was mad at what was going on. And that was at that time, man, I kind of had to sit down and like, okay, you know what, this dream of mine is not going to work out. What one, did it happen to me? But 2, where do I go from here? This was my plan,
Right.
My plan is now messed up.
Right.
And I had to do a lot of, kind of a lot of self-reflecting and, and realize that my plan doesn't mean anything. What I wanted to do, that doesn't matter, because what God's will is going to happen. And so I was fortunate enough to talk to some close friends of mine that were also athletes, but athletes at other schools, and had gone through some injuries. None of them really career ending, I guess, but they were kind of able to help talk me through some things and say, man, this just isn't what God has in plan for you.
You gotta have that real life.
That was, yeah, man, like that was a hard pill to swallow. That was a kind of a slap in the face to reality of saying, man, this is not good. So then I started thinking, it's like, okay, if my plan isn't going to work out, then God's plan is going to work out, right? I mean, he's doing this for a reason. And there's since then, man, I can't tell you how many blessings I've seen in my life because of what happened to me and because of the path that I've taken and that I've kind of been forced to take in life. But
Right.
sometimes if God's got a direction and you're not wanting to move in that direction, He closes doors so that you walk in another direction, man. And that's hard for people to understand and to take. But
It is.
But that's that's really when I said, you know what, I'm just gonna have faith in God. He's got a plan for me, and we're gonna see what lies ahead. And man, I'll out of college, able to get this job, which I can't tell you. I've been doing it, like I said, for about 4.5 years. I've probably fielded 10 to 15 different calls of people who are like, man, how did you get in? I want to know. I've been trying to get into this industry, dude. I went into 2 surgeries, shadowing a surgeon friend of mine, and one of the nurses was like, yeah, here's someone who's hiring. Reach out to him. And that person's my coworker now. It's like that doesn't happen in this industry.
Right.
And so I would, I look back and I'm like, dude, yeah, God closed that door, but the things that He opened up and He's provided for me since then is, I mean, it's like I'll get chills sitting here thinking about it, dude. It's crazy. And so God just continued to bless me, and I don't know. That's nothing from my doing, but He obviously had another plan, and I think the realization of being able to say, you know what, I'm gonna close the door on what I want and what my plan is, and I'm gonna open the door to what His plan is, and just walk with faith and continue to kind of walk through that threshold. And man, the amount of blessings that pour out is it really is unbelievable.
Right. And see, that's the thing I would say. A lot of people struggle with, like closing that door of your dreams and, trying to go about a different path that maybe God has laid for you. How would you be able to, maybe if you could explain someone, like, what does that look like, right? Like, of course you run into some adversity with one door closing or something like that. But I guess if you're sensitive, how would you know, like someone that might not know, how would they know if, okay, this is God's plan versus my plan? Because it's a thin line between, that continuing to work hard, never giving up, perseverance type deal, and the thin line between, okay, yeah, this is really not really the plan. I'm getting a little bit of, okay, I'm seeing a little bit of success and, positivity here, but, it's not fully going how I would like for it to. Just kind of talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think that's a fine line for someone who is working hard for something and pushing for something, and saying, okay, well, is that just my plan or is this God's plan? Because I know that God honors hard work and He honors dedication and work ethic. And so I think that that you just have to be cognizant of one, the work you're putting in, the direction that you're putting in, but also how God is rewarding that. And I think a lot of that probably comes with having a relationship with God and diving into His Word and knowing when you understand that kind of how God is, how merciful, how loving, how gracious He is, then you can pick out the blessings that He gives in your life like that. It's crazy. And if you're working towards a goal and it's God's will that He wants you to continue that path, then He'll bless you in that area. And obviously for me, His plan wasn't for me to try to continue to play. That doesn't mean that everyone's gonna blow out a knee, but I learned the amount of things that I've learned and conversations I've had with people because of the injury that I went through is pretty unbelievable. When you talk about sitting down and something like this, like having a conversation about my faith and being able to share the gospel with people who are lost or who just feel I got a lot of friends that are just like, man, they're just unhappy. Like I got this void
Right.
that I just can't fill. And one of my favorite quotes from C.S. Lewis, who's is an author. He says, if I have something in my life that nothing in this world can fill, then I must not be meant just for this world. And
Mm,
that is that's that is basically
that's true.
the that's the outline for someone who is not necessarily Christian and understands, hasn't met God and doesn't understand Him, but is
Right.
longing for Him, searching for Him, and they don't even know it. And just so the amount of conversations that I've been able to have because what happened to me, to people that were kind of looking for that was it has been staggering. And so when I kind of look at everything from a 30,000-foot view, it's like I've had the opportunity to play Division I football, which was a goal of mine. I didn't continue to go play in the NFL like I wanted to. But that is a very worldly goal that I wanted. But the amount of conversations because of what happened to me that I've been able to have with other people that will affect their eternity is staggering.
Right.
And so sometimes things happen. God allows things to happen that you don't understand at the time, and sometimes you don't understand it a week later, a month later, or a year later. But you get 5, 6, 7 years out from something that happened, and you look back and you're like, man, you can see exactly how God has worked, and you're like, man, I would have never had a conversation with this person. I would have never talked to this person. I would have never had the opportunity. And it's like, man, you look back and like, I as a human would have never seen that path. But
Right.
God walked me, took my hand and walked me straight through it. And man, that kind of stuff, when you start thinking about it and sitting down and look at that, it's like that'll give you chills. And you can't
Exactly.
sit there and be like, man, God is not real. You can't say that.
Right.
You just can't.
Definitely, man. Because those moments they teach you things that I would say the luxury and perfection, glitz and glamour, it can't, right? Like that humility, patience, and just like things you've spoken about, just like the belief and really growing you closer to God, because like I said, like something caused it to happen, right? You could lift weights, like we talked about being an athlete. You can lift weights, you worked out, you ate good, I'm sure, so you was in great shape and you still got injured, right? Like it's still something caused that injury. We weren't preparing for injury, but something caused the injury, right? Like and it, you see it with pro players all the time. Those are the top athletes, physically fit, healthy. They got nutrition, certain dietitians. They putting together workout plans, therapists, rehabilitation people. They got this whole. Yeah, I mean, can't nothing happen to them, right? Should nothing as much as they have, nothing should happen to them, right? But it still couldn't be prevented. So it's like something is there, man, and you all just tap into it. Whatever that is for you, it's God. For myself, Christianity is what I practice. And just like said, just try and find something greater than whatever the circumstance, greater than the man on the earth. But good deal, bro. We're going to move in along. Finish up with like a "Who am I" type fun game segment, man. Try and lighten the mood. Get to see how in tune you are with I would say your surrounding world. Let me share the screen for you. And when you
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm catching you off guard, brother. I'm catching you off guard. Here we go. See if I can get this going for you. Here we are. When I share the picture, I just need to know if you know who this individual may be. Just take a guess. Let's see. All right, coming to you right now. Who is that individual? And give me two maybe movies, or we could go shows that they might play in.
All right, so that's Adam Sandler.
Okay.
That uh, the movie is Uncut
Okay.
or something like that, I think. He plays in a couple legendary movies, honestly, such as Waterboy. Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Big Daddy.
Yep.
I know he's got a couple more.
Yeah. That's the man himself, man. I was like, let me warm him up, man. You know, give him kind of throw him a lob. Adam Sandler, definitely, man. Waterboy, Wedding Singer, Big Daddy, like you said, man. Definitely. He's been doing it a while, man. He's one of them hidden gems in that actually the movie industry game, man. He definitely he makes a lot of money in it, acting, you know. So definitely what they say, give them the roses while they're here, right? We're moving along. Here we go, bro. Now this a different one. You might know, might slip you up a little bit. Let's see. Who am I?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, this one is a little tough, bro. I was like, okay, I warmed you up with the little water boy. I was like, okay, now.
Oh, now you're sending a 90-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, dude.
Yeah, we have no inkling, huh?
No, I feel like I recognize it. I've seen him before, but I got no idea who that is.
Rightfully so, man. I wouldn't know either, man. I just honestly looked them up because I was interested. But this is Larry Page, one of the founders of Google. He founded it with Sergey Brin. They founded Google when they was in Stanford University back in their college days. He's one of the co-founders of Google. Google Inc.
Okay.
And
well, you talk about Adam Sandler having some money. This dude.
Yeah. Yeah. He's ridiculous with it, man. I know he probably got so much he don't even know what to do with. I'm pretty sure he does. Like I don't know. It's in so many different things. So many different things. I already know it. But yeah, man. Larry Page is his name. Him and along with Sergey Brin, they founded Google. Google Inc. Okay. And we actually have one coming to the Research Triangle. So that's going to be a big thing, man. I know it's usually in California, but they're moving it into the Carolinas headquarters. But here we go, moving along. Who is this beautiful lady right here?
Dude, you're gonna hate. I'm so bad with celebrity, dude. You're gonna hate me in this segment.
Yeah, I mean, she's a legend. She is. But I could see you not really like, okay, I've seen the face, but like name wise, maybe not watching, like, because some of the stuff she's in is more television, like show series type deal, not more so like major like movie. If it was a major movie type deal, that was it was before us, So it's kind of, if you're not really a TV guy, like, it might be, so maybe.
Dude, I hadn't had cable TV in probably 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, it's really becoming obsolete, man. It's like, cable TV nowadays, man. It's kind of like, obsolete. Everything's like Amazon Fire Stick, streaming TV now. Like, yeah. It's definitely not even like really. No, I don't even know if anyone's really using or buying cable anymore. YouTube TV's even coming in now. Amazon Prime, all that stuff, man. It's crazy. But yes, this lovely lady would be Miss Angela Bassett is her name. She played in a movie back in the day called Thin Line Between Love and Hate. But she's played in quite a few television series, a lot of television series she's been a part of. But Miss Angela Bassett is, I believe, maybe the one now is called like 9/11. She plays in kind of stars. Yeah, a television series. But yeah, Miss Angela Bassett. We're moving along.
You gotta give me like a Chuck Norris, a Denzel Washington, or some kind of another softball here.
Yeah, see, look, I was like, I figured he would know them right off the bat. Now I was trying to throw a couple wrinkles in there, Maybe to challenge you a little bit. I was like, maybe a hit and miss. Maybe you might know. Okay, recognize it. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, but here we go. Last one for you, man. Last one for you, right here, coming up. This gentleman right here.
Dude, I feel like I should for sure know this one.
Yeah. He's legendary ball coach. But before our time, kinda. NFL, second winningest Super Bowl coach in history, I believe, behind Bill Belichick. Now, after Brady won about 5 or 6 there, but
I mean, it's got to be Vince Lombardi, right? Or no?
I like the answer, but no, it isn't Vince. This gentleman, right? Yeah, if you kind of knew, I guess you wouldn't know really my favorite team, but he used to coach for my favorite football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where he kind of got his, I would say, well, really, yeah, mainly all of his success was with the Steelers. Terry Bradshaw was the quarterback, but this is Chuck Noll, and he right coached the Steelers, of course, Pittsburgh Steelers back in the day, man. Like I said, second behind Bill Belichick with Super Bowl wins in history. Just a legendary Pittsburgh Steelers guy. I'm still a fan, so I was like, pay homage to my fellow Steel Curtain family. But yeah, man, that was.
How are you a Steelers fan?
Yeah, well, man, honestly, I'm a Steelers fan, man, because my dad actually was a Steelers fan. So it kind of is like, my dad was always Steelers, talking Steelers. So it kind of just yeah, but it honestly, it's a funny story how he says he became a Steelers fan. He said that growing up when he was younger, they didn't have any games. Like grew up kind of very like a poor type family back in the day, country farm type deal. But yeah, they had. He said they came out with a new board game, kind of like the electronic board where they had the football. Games where they shake or whatever, like they moved and they bounced on the board or whatnot, and everyone down there in Bertie County is where he's from. They are Cowboys fans, like it's Cowboys. How down there they're Cowboys, I have no idea. But yeah, I guess back then it was just the America's team, so everybody just liked the Cowboys, right? So
right.
Yeah, they were Cowboys fans, and him being a different guy, he was like when they created the game, the only team that was opposite of the Cowboys, all the cousins and family members wanted to play with the Cowboys side, but if they never would have played against each other if nobody played with the other side, and the other side was the Steelers. So he became a competitive guy with, okay, I'm gonna play with the Steelers, and lo and behold, that just kind of just snowballed on down to all of us. He got Steeler jerseys, all that type stuff. He's just Steeler guy, love the Steelers. Yeah, man, that's how I became a Steelers fan, man. And I'm gonna finish it up, man. Close it out with the final focus deal. Play a video for you, man. Just kind of refocus your mind, refocus the viewers' minds. Just give inspiration and sense of hope, just moving forward throughout the week and continuing on just in the future. So let me play this for you as well, and then we can close for the evening. Here we go.
You get that feeling in life that things aren't going my way. You hear people say that. Things aren't going my way right now. Listen, things just don't go your way. That's not the way the world works. You gotta make them go your way. You think things are gonna just happen for you? Well, they're not just gonna happen for you. You gotta make them happen. Go make things happen. Do what you need to do to get up. To make yourself get up and get going. And I know you just want to get 5 more minutes of sleep, just 5 more minutes. And I'm telling you, no. Rise up and aggressively move forward down the path. Get yourself in the game. Shut down all those pathetic excuses and get after it. It doesn't matter how I'm doing. It doesn't matter how I slept tonight. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter when the last time I ate. It doesn't matter. I don't care how you're feeling, and neither should you. It's actually not that complicated. Are you going to work out today? Yes or no? Are you going to eat the donut? Yes or no?
Yeah, the donut.
Are you going to win? Yes or no? Don't allow for any gray area in there. Get rid of the debate. Make the binary code decision, yes or no. And you know the right decision to make. So go and make it.
If you're not consistently congruent, and if you're not consistently contributing each day, then of course you're not going to be happy with yourself. It's that lack of daily consistency that ends up hurting our own self-esteem. Because listen, everyone can show up good or happy or joyous or nice or kind or give once in a while. But those who do it on a consistent basis because they demand that of themselves every day, those are the ones who achieve true confidence, true self-esteem, a true life of greatness.
Even if you're nervous, you got to do it anyway. Even if you're the first one in your family, you got to do it anyway. You got to just do it anyway. Why? Because the people that are living on purpose, the people at the top, they don't make excuses, they make a way. Like, you just got to do that. Like, with some people, it's like, if I'm not being encouraged, I can't. No, even if you're not being encouraged, do it anyway. Even if you're not being validated, do it anyway. Like, can you just be faithful in the small things? Can you be consistent? Can you be persistent? Can you be faithful in the dark? Can you be steadfast? Can you be unmovable?
Say it with me and say it like you mean it. I am determined, come hell or high water, to win. From this day forth, all I do is win. Start it, make up in your mind that you're going to finish it. And if you can get to a point in your life where you finish everything you start, you are going to be miles ahead of everybody else. I don't care how difficult it is, I need you to finish. I don't care how you feel, I need you to finish. I don't care if you feel defeated, finish anyway.
Get yourself on the path to health, the path to happiness, the path to success, the path to freedom. And that path is the path of discipline. It is the way of discipline. Get on it and get after it. Discipline equals freedom.
Yes, sir. Sick. Thank you for joining, man. And I thank you all for checking us out tonight. Again, wake up and go get it. You know, don't let yourself down. And as always, faith forward, keeping the main thing the main thing. Sick, if you would like to say any final words, man, you had the opportunity to do that. Glory, glory, brother.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, after watching that video, I just the one thing that was screamed out to me is, hey, God bless and honors hard work. That's what he does. And if you do that and you keep your faith in him, he'll lead you in the way that will be more full of blessing and happiness than you can possibly ever imagine. I can promise you that.
Absolutely, man. Thanks again, Sack, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. We're supporting you. I appreciate you again. See you all next time. God bless.